Hello everyone, Christopher Beast here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about what's new in the brand new season of lore. You know, we got a new map, Anniken. New map means new lore. A lot to talk about on this new map, but in particular we're going to spend today talking about the big boat. You know, the giant boat that is dominating the skyline of this map. This has been the main point of conversation on VSL in the last week, and we've been working out some theories, some science, some stuff, and I'm coming here with a bunch of conclusions that I think I can make about the boat so we understand how it got here, what made that giant hole that rips through the ship, and just, you know, more about the ship itself. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's just get right into this. So the ship we see in Anniken is an oil tanker, or at least it looks a lot like an oil tanker. In particular, this oil tanker is named after a Czech general. If anyone remembers, during this time period, it is likely to assume that Czechoslovakia was still part of the Eastern Bloc, and the Eastern Bloc being the communist allies of the Soviet Union, basically puppet states of the Soviet Union during this time. From this, I'm going to make a conclusion here that the boat is coming from the Eastern Bloc, coming from a Czechoslovakian, meaning it's allied with the Soviet Union. So moving on to the next step. The ship has a very large hole in it. If you didn't know this, then you've probably never played ELIM, never opened the map, and never seen the ship. This type of hole is very large. I think, if I'm remembering my measurements correctly, it's around 30 to 40 meters large. That is massive, like very massive. So what could exactly cause a hole this much? Well, a big early theory was that there was interior munitions that exploded outwards, but we actually do see an entry and exit wound, meaning something definitely shot, like a rocket, a missile, or an artillery piece. Out of those three, I'm going to conclude we're seeing an American Tomahawk missile. These would have been very likely to be carried on a lot of vessels in the American Navy that would be patrolling in this area and would be able to make such a large hole. The question that comes in that's kind of important, though, is how did the ship not sink immediately? At the current moment, I don't have an exact conclusion, but one of my friends I talked to who knows a lot about boats said that if the ship was moving extremely fast, either because it was in a rush or something, it would be able to just stay afloat long enough to crash into something. And I think that's exactly what it did. If the ship was shot, it's very unlikely it would still be able to turn without, you know, capsizing. So most likely the ship was just stuck going straight forward, slammed into the islands at an extremely fast speed, and then went up to 100 meters in game right now. It's around 100 to 110 meters on land. This is at least what I believe, the events that happened. So American ship shoots it, it's going really fast, so it doesn't sink, and then it crashes because it can't turn. Why would the Americans shoot at the ship? Most likely it was carrying munitions. If I were to take any guess, the Americans aren't just going to shoot at any passenger ship, especially not during the height of the Cold War. And even if war did start, I think it's unlikely that Americans would be shooting down civilian-grade ships. I just don't think it would happen, maybe because I'm an optimist. So I think the ship was carrying munitions. That could also explain why the hole is so large on the other side as well, because if the munitions went off and exploded within the ship, it would do a lot of damage. If I were to take a guess what the ship was doing in this area, it was probably sending munitions or oil to Drog. We know Drog is extremely close to this map. The reason we know this is because the original name of the map last season was Maudolin Islands, but there was a little line through Drog Fort. So it seems like Drog Fort was the name before Maudolin Islands. And Drog Fort, I mean, I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist to see the relation between Drog Fort and Battery Drog. So that's my conclusions. Just to put everything back onto a timeline, a Czech oil tanker was trying to resupply Drog. It gets shot by an American ship of some kind, or a NATO ship in general. It's going really fast, is unable to turn, and slams into the island. That's everything that I think happened. If you have any other ideas in the comments, I want to hear them. And I plan to make a lot more theories in the upcoming weeks. Because Anniken has a lot of lore potential that I want to delve into myself. So, I'll see you all next time.